Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Can you tell us about the nature positive commitment that mining and metals companies are undertaking?
Nature positive. Those two words were really entrenched at Davos. Davos is an important place, and saying them and promoting this whole idea of nature positivity is the ICMM. That's also a very important organization. It's the International Council for Mining and Metals. All our big mining companies in South Africa are members. All big global mining companies are members. So this has major impact because they're saying we are going to be nature positive. And that is such an important statement at the moment, given the background of climate change. You know, mines have got to do things properly because the world, even during climate change, relies on them for metals. So in relying on them, they have got to make a commitment to be nature positive, and they have.
Now tell us about the opportunity presented by the JSE for critical mineral miners to access capital.
Critical minerals and metals are again related to the climate change, the energy change. You need special new metals in order to transition your energy. And of course, platinum group metals are important, but you know, you've got the lithiums, you've got the graphites, you've got cobalt, you've got all ranges of other metals. The list is being added to regularly. We need to be concentrating on them more, but people say, where are we going to get the funding? Well, it was good that the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, made it clear that they are ready to support small mining companies. They've got the Altex in which they can do that, and they will liaise strongly with companies that are in critical minerals and metals against the background of this huge demand that is going to be required to save our planet. So the funding can be arranged. It is an issue of companies exploring, going forward, looking for some sort of support early on, but then as they grow, using our Johannesburg Stock Exchange, which has got 100 years of history on how to do these things, and it can enter a new era, and it needs to enter a new era as well, because you don't want that exchange getting smaller and smaller the way it is. There's a potential to grow it, and there's a potential to match what is needed by the mining industry to mine critical metals.
Lastly, Copper 360 has embraced smartwatches for mineworker well-being.
And you could see Copper 360 now is our only pure copper play. This is on the alternative exchange of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. That's one of the companies where you see, if you've got proper leadership and you go and liaise with the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, you can have an outcome that is very positive, in that Copper 360 is now funding all its operations virtually. It's going ahead with the Rietberg. It's already taking copper off dumps and processing that into plate. It's active, it's moving. But it made it clear this week that it is totally aligned to technology. It is looking, very closely at the Internet of Things, at blockchain technology, at artificial intelligence. But very interestingly, it wants all its underground miners to have smart wristwatches. And this is a very important thing. This can elevate safety. It can do so much underground for communication. And I think it's an important addition to the concept of people working underground, that you can communicate them all the time with these smart watches. They know if there's an impending danger. And people can even watch their health, from their watches. And I've already had a lot of positive reaction to that. It just seems to have captured the imagination of a lot of people, that this can be a big step forward for underground mining.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
Great pleasure, Shasni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. To subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly, please email subscriptions@creamermedia.co.za.